Okay. Welcome to the Girls Who Code Campus online teacher training. My name is Jackie, and I am our Director of Education, and I'll be working through and supporting you throughout this teacher training. This is session 1, our welcome overview, mission, vision, and student outcomes session. And let's go ahead and get started. So, for this session, I will introduce you to the campus team. We'll talk about what training will look like, what the goals of training are, and the takeaways we hope you'll walk away with. We'll also talk about the Girls Code mission, our approach in the classroom, and an overview of campus. And then you'll have a chance to reflect on the goals of campus, the vision that we have for campus, and then craft your own personal classroom vision as part of your session reflection. In each session, you will see an agenda like this with time estimates. It may take you a little bit more or a little bit less. So let me introduce you to the team. Jasmine Aragon is a program manager for campus. She supports all of the different teams, including student recruitment, our partner or business development team, our operations, and our education team. And you've probably received a lot of emails from her and from myself. She's amazing. Maria, last year was an intern with us, but this year she works at Girls Who Code full time, and she's part-time on the campus team and supports operations and research. And she's also working hard behind the scenes to make sure you have all of your campus supplies and all of your teacher pre-work supplies and things like that on time. Emily Moss is our Director of Student Recruitment and Sales. Jana is our Senior Director, and she manages our campus team. And this summer we will also have a new campus intern, but we haven't gotten a photo yet to introduce her to you. So that's our team. Our goals for this session are for you to be able to understand the goals of online training and the format for completing training, explain the vision and goals of the campus program, to be able to describe what great classroom culture looks and feels like for both students and teachers, and to also describe your own personal vision for classroom culture. The goals for the training overall are more broad. We want you to be able to explain the vision and goals of the campus program, understand and practice using Girls Who Code resources, identify and practice teaching and classroom culture building strategies that will help you run a campus program this summer, and finally describe the vision for classroom culture in a campus classroom and identify strategies and tools that you can use to help achieve that vision. In terms of takeaways that we'd like for you to walk away from this training with, we want you to know that culture is the foundation for everything in the classroom, and having a strong classroom culture will help you have successful and fun experience this summer. Also, that we want you to understand the curriculum content and how our curriculum is delivered, understand the lesson plan, structure, and resources, walk away with some teaching moves and instructional techniques to help you build a positive classroom culture, understand how the mentoring process will work this summer and how to successfully work with your teaching partner. We want you to be informed about program reminders and logistics, and then also to set some goals for yourself for the summer, what you hope to get out of this experience of working with Girls Who Code and teaching campus this summer. This is what our agenda looks like. We're in session 1. This training will take between 5 and 6 hours, maybe a little bit more, but we really want you to dig in and spend time on each of these sessions. In terms of format, in each session you might be reading and or watching videos to learn the content. I don't record videos for every single session because some content is very easily gathered just by you reviewing the slides and reading content. You also might be accessing and using curricular other materials that are on HQ. A lot of times we try to link things directly for you, but you also might be switching back and forth between the online training modules and other curriculum modules on HQ. You'll also find slides with instructions and references that you can use to complete your training, and a lot of times things are linked directly in the slides and you're able to click the links in those embedded slides. We've also created an online training workbook for you that you can use to take notes and answer and reflect before you complete your online reflection forms. And then you will complete a short reflection or submission form through Google Forms for any work from that session. So each session will have a short reflection form at the end, and sometimes that might be copying and pasting the things that you saw or that you worked on earlier in that session. I encourage you as much as you can to practice or work through sessions with a friend or a partner as well. So you can use the Slack channel to discuss questions or find someone to work with, or if there's someone that you know that's also TAing or teaching this summer, you can reach out to them and check in along the way. We also might be having a kind of Q&A or office hour session we will be having one for online training on June 2nd, where if you have questions that are unanswered or that you'd like to bring to the group, you'll be able to join us on June 2nd. I'll also record that session and share it out. Before we move on from this slide, I just want to point out kind of what the format will look like. So I'm going to pop out of the slides. So the online training module looks like this. It includes the workbook, each session, and then the final thing that you'll do is complete a feedback survey so that we can improve this online training for you next year. So if we click into session 1, you're able to see the goals for this session and any relevant materials linked here. Those materials are often also linked within the instructions. You'll see some guiding instructions for what to do. As you can see, I'm recording this video right now, so I'll be embedding a video here that you can watch of session 1 or of other sessions. The slides are here, and you are able to click through them and see things. And then finally, your reflection form is here. You can click there, and it will open up a new tab for you to complete it. There's a navigation bar at the bottom that you can use to advance to the next session. One thing I want to caveat here is it's important to not just rush through this training and try and complete the reflection forms. I will be reading responses and especially checking to see what questions you have, and we really want you to be intentional about doing your best with this online training. As a reminder, you will be paid for time spent doing online training, and it's just a really great way to make sure you're set up for success this summer. You can also go back and find all of the modules at the main landing page here. And you may decide that you want to set aside an entire day and just work through all of the training, or you may want to do 1 or 2 sessions at a time. Both are fine. We are asking that all online training, most online training we'd like to see completed before the first round of programs launch. So the first round of programs launch on June 17th. If you happen to be teaching a later program or hired later, you might be submitting yours a little bit later. But we do encourage you to complete this training as soon as possible. Okay, I'm going to jump back to our slides. Thanks for being patient with my computer. Okay, so that's the format. I'm going to shift the focus now to really talking about the vision and the goals of our organization and of the campus program now. So Girls Who Code is an international nonprofit organization, and we're working to close the gender gap in technology. Our programs aim to educate, equip, and inspire girls with the computing skills that they're going to need to pursue 21st century opportunities. We have a variety of programming and ways that we aim to achieve this mission, including our after-school clubs program, which is for girls in grades 3 through 12. We also have the campus program that you're teaching this summer, which are 2-week courses. We have our flagship summer immersion program, which is a 7-week experience for rising juniors and seniors in high school. It's hosted at tech companies. We have alumni loops as well. So now we have alumni programs that meet at college campuses throughout each semester. And then we have a series of nonfiction and fiction books and a podcast and lots of ways that we're working to reach girls and help close the gender gap in tech. So specifically, campus is, as I said, a 2-week summer immersion program, and we generally host these at universities and secondary schools, although this summer we are testing out cool, unique tech spaces. We have a program running at Hacker Dojo in the Bay Area and a few programs running at the Women's Lab at the Center for Social Innovation in New York City. The first week of campus focuses on skills development and girls build daily projects. And then in the second week, girls are working in teams to complete a capstone project of their choice. We have 5 different courses listed here. Intro to CS is our beginner course for girls ages 10 to 14. It uses Scratch and Makey. Wearable Tech is our beginner to advanced course. It's for ages 11 to 15. Last year it was for ages 13 to 18, but we've revised the curriculum to be a little more appropriate for a younger audience. It uses Arduino C and LilyPad Arduinos. Website design and development is considered a beginner to advanced course. It's for girls ages 13 to 18, and we use JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. And then we have 2 iPhone app development courses. The second one is new this year. They're both considered intermediate to advanced, and both for girls ages 13 to 18. In the new course, we focus on game development and AR app building, so augmented reality apps using ARKit and SpriteKit and SceneKit. It does require students to have access to phones, or for at least there to be like a phone between a group of 2 or 3 girls so they can test their app. But it's a really fun new course that we have this year. So even though we're called Girls Who Code and we obviously want girls to learn how to code, there's so much more that we're trying to encourage our students to get out of our programs, and I'm going to talk through that now. So the very first thing that we really want to emphasize is that girls are part of a sisterhood of women in tech. We work towards this by calling out the contributions that women have already made to the CS field and challenge the narrative that tech is for boys. Girls then personalize this fact by making connections with other girls to build sisterhood that can serve as a supportive network moving forward. We have a lot of activities built in every day to help girls build sisterhood and community with one another, and this is one of the things that girls and parents and teachers say is truly special about Girls Who Code programming and is at the heart of what we do. The second thing that we want girls to get out of our programs is we want them to see that computer science builds bravery and resilience. They learn that CS is about problem solving, and cracking complex problems can be both fun and really challenging. We show them that it's about being brave, not perfect, being gritty and resilient, and that there is a thrill or an excitement in tinkering and trying new things as they create technology. Girls are going to feel frustrated at times and make mistakes, and we want to create an environment for them where that's okay and something that we celebrate and something that we persevere through and that we see as a growing experience. The third thing we want girls to walk away from our program with is an understanding that they can use computer science to change the world. So we show them that computer science can make products that solve problems that impact people's lives in profound ways through things like Women in Tech Spotlights. We also teach girls how to identify a problem that's important to them and then use authentic and proven software engineering practices to design, plan, build, test, and pitch a technical product in the second week of their capstone experience. What I'd like for you to do right now is you're going to read through the campus goals and curriculum rationale. It's linked in the materials for this session. It's also linked in the slides. After you read, reflect on these 4 questions here. So go ahead and pause the video, take some time to read through this and reflect on these questions. You can also use record your thoughts if you'd like. Okay, after you've reflected on this goals and curriculum rationale, I want you to take a look at the campus classroom vision that is on the next page. And then think about and reflect on these 3 questions listed here on the slide below. You should pause the video again, take about 5 minutes to read and reflect. This is really going to inform your thinking for building your own vision for your classroom culture. All right, thank you for taking time to do that reflection. Before we move on and you start thinking about what your classroom vision is going to look like, I want to emphasize what our approach here at Girls Who Code is with our students. We foster a restorative environment with our girls, meaning that we approach each day as brand new for each student. So it doesn't matter what happened the day before in class. Today is a brand new, fresh day, and they get to try again. Our approach is strengths-based, which means we identify and develop students' natural talents and help them apply it to the process of learning, intellectual development, and academic achievement. It's low inference, meaning that any communication we have regarding student behavior, we always avoid ascribing intent or emotion to actions and state only observable actions. We really want to practice empathy and understanding and calmness when we are talking about students and things that might be happening in the classroom. This is to create a really supportive and loving environment where girls feel empowered to take those risks and have the outcomes we just talked about. The big takeaway that I hope you have from reviewing these documents and listening to me for the last few minutes is that building great culture in the classroom is your #1 job during campus. Teaching code's important, but it's not the #1 job you have. Classroom culture sets the stage for learning and growth to happen. So you have to lay that foundation before girls are going to be willing to take the risks necessary to learn the things we want them to learn in the program. Throughout each session, you're going to find that culture is the lens that we view everything through, and I really hope that you take that away, that culture is of utmost importance. With that being said, what I'd like for you to do is you're going to go ahead and pause or end this video in a moment. You're going to write a personal vision for what you want your classroom to look and feel like this summer. So you've read ours, but now I want you to take that and personalize it because each classroom will look and feel a little different. We want that. As you write your vision, think about these questions. What are students doing and saying? What does the physical space look like? What are you, the instructor, doing and saying? How does your classroom feel? How do you and your students create a restorative environment where people feel like each day is fresh and a new chance? How do you and your students focus on one another's strengths, support, and build off of those strengths? You're going to submit this vision as part of your session reflection form on HQ. And that's the end of this session. Thank you.